Purple Mist Level 1 Priest. One of the top 10 holy priests of the future. But she is currently being bullied by passers-by. What would you do if it were you who encountered this situation? Not long ago, Feng Shi sighed when he saw the price reduction post for one-shot deal. Do you want to challenge it? Then come on. Also put all gleaming chest plates up for sale. Changed it to sell 20 pieces every hour. And the price was adjusted to 3 silver. Suddenly the auction house became lively. Although Feng Shi sells equipment very easily. However, it's different in one-shot deal. His face suddenly darkened upon learning that Feng Shi also lowered prices. He is now losing money with every sale. In order to compete with Feng Shi, he keeps making savage chest plates, and the materials he bought with credits disappear rapidly. After kicking little Gas out with one-shot deal roared. Keep lowering the price. Lower it until that bastard goes bankrupt. The entire auction house soon trembled. The price of savage chestplate has dropped to 2 silver 30 copper. Meanwhile, Feng Shi did not continue forging equipment. He bought white paper and ink to prepare for drawing instead. He muttered to himself as he drew. One-shot deal. I'm not just about lowering prices. With the design of the radiant chestplate, all guides will come to buy my blueprints. Then they will go train to become master craftsmen. No one will come looking for you anymore. Feng Shi did not draw much. He just drew 5 blueprints to test the waters. After Feng Shi posted the design drawings on the auction house, the Forge Association in Gold's End Town immediately fell into chaos. Upon learning about the auction house, after the gleaming chestplate blueprint appeared, One-Shot Deal immediately trembled in anger. One-Shot Deal was already on the verge of going crazy. Seeing Feng Shi directly starting to sell the design drawings made him furious. His anger overwhelmed him instantly, causing him to spit out a mouthful of decades-old blood. After this incident, One-Shot Deal never had a chance to turn things around. From then on, he withdrew from the realm. Meanwhile, Feng Shi unexpectedly learned that One-Shot Deal was so angry to the point of spitting blood after he dumped the design drawings. He was rushed to the hospital. He couldn't help but feel secretly delighted. He thought to himself, "You deceived me in my past life. This time, I'll make you experience true despair." Just at this moment, a female player who is selling cold drinks suddenly knocked down to the ground. A creepy middle-aged man walked up to her and teased. "This is just a virtual game. Selling drinks to make money. Do you really think you're a bubble tea girl? Only fools would buy such things. You look pretty good. How about coming to my place tonight? I can give you a silver as well." The red-haired man beside quickly shouted. "Bullying a girl doesn't show any skill." Shi-Man Bloodshed immediately showed a look of disdain. He quickly grabbed him and said with a smile, "Come, let me give you a chance to be a hero and save the beauty. As long as you dare to repeat what you just said, I'll let that woman go. But you will also pay the price for it. I will have all the people in Guy kill you back to level 0. The red-haired man was instantly scared and trembled. He quickly apologized to the creepy man. Right after that, Shi-Man Bloodshed shouted loudly at the players watching. "You weak chicken players, who only know how to hide in the dark and criticize. Hurry up and get the hell out of here. Purple Mist is only level 1. Her eyes are filled with anger. But she can't win. She simply has no way to deal with that despicable man." At the sight of the name Purple Mist, Feng Shi's heart tightened. This girl is actually one of the 10 Master Holy Priests. If Purple Mist could be brought over, the future team would be secure. Feng Shi immediately rubbed his hands in anticipation, ready to stand up for Purple Mist. Only because he had already included Purple Mist as a member of his team. No one would have expected that Purple Mist, one of the 10 Master Holy Priests, would look like this. Purple Mist had been a member of the Body-Devouring Serpent for the first 3 years. It was not until Snow Queen left the realm that Purple Mist followed her out of the guild. Since then, she has been a solo player. Starting as a 4th-rank Holy Priest, she relied solely on her own efforts to advance to the 5th-rank Radiant Holy Priest. Finally, Purple Mist reached the pinnacle of the priest profession, becoming one of the 10 master holy priests that shocked the realm. It is really hard to imagine. The future holy priest will be such a clumsy girl. She is different from those holy priests who rely on all the guide resources. She achieved everything solely through her own efforts. Shiman Bloodshed saw Fengshe. He casually picked up the overturned drink from the ground and tasted it. Then he angrily shouted, "Do you also want to intervene? Believe it or not, I will directly kill you back to level 0. The words had just fallen. Fengshe suddenly appeared behind Shiman Bloodshed and smiled. "Then you give it a try." Shiman Bloodshed completely did not see it clearly. Fengshe suddenly appeared behind himself. He was instantly horrified in his heart. Immediately after, Fengshe exerted force with his hand suddenly. He directly pressed Shiman Bloodshed down to the ground. The power he possessed was immense, just like a humanoid beast. Fengshe said coldly, "Why are you not talking now? Weren't you very arrogant just now? Come and fight me." The onlookers, little Gaggas, were also shocked by Fengshe's power. After all, the power of the Berserker is famous for being strong. And another player quickly spoke up as a reminder. "Be careful with that guy. Maple Leaf Town doesn't allow players to PK. NPCs will come to catch you." Fengshe calmly responded while sipping on his juice. "I know my limits. No need to worry," he thought to himself. "I'm currently just using my power to suppress him without using skills to attack. So the guards won't come after me." Shiman Bloodshed glared at Fengshe like a venomous snake and roared, "Kid, you've got guts. Watch me bring you down to level 0. In an instant, Shiman Bloodshed stomped his feet fiercely. The strength boost from the rampaging skill shattered the entire area. Following that, Shiman Bloodshed drew his great sword and charged directly at Fengshe. Fengshe, on the other hand, pulled out Abyss Dweller and used parry to block the attack. Shiman Bloodshed's great sword struck Fengshe's sword. Instead, he was pushed back 3 yards. Even the great sword in his hand lost 2 points of durability. Fengshe did not continue to strike, but instead taunted, "Have you not eaten? Why are you so weak?" Shiman Bloodshed immediately became uncontrollably angry. "You are looking for death. Watch how I deal with you." He quickly stood up. He then lifted up the big sword and chopped towards Fengshe. Just as Shiman Bloodshed was about to hit Fengshe, the guard suddenly appeared to stop it. "Shiman Bloodshed, you have violated city laws, openly attacking other players in the town. You are now sentenced to 12 hours of solitary confinement as a punishment." Shiman Bloodshed was stunned on the spot. The previous dominance has completely disappeared. Being dragged away, Shiman Bloodshed didn't forget to threaten as he left. "Kid, just you wait. I'll remember you. The Willing League won't let you go. I'll be out in 12 hours. Still a hero. By then, there will be no place for you in the whole Maple Leaf Town." Purple Mist quickly got up and thanked Fengshe for helping out. Although she really wanted to repay this kindness, she was just a novice and had no money. Purple Mist of the 10 master holy priests in the future, actually being sexually harassed by a perverted man. And Fengshe used a little trickery, causing the guards to take Shiman Bloodshed away to solitary confinement. Purple Mist quickly stood up to thank Fengshe for lending a helping hand, and expressed a strong desire to repay Fengshe's kindness. While Fengshe remained silent, his eyes were fixed on Purple Mist. Fortunately, she hasn't joined any guides yet. Purple Mist became nervous as soon as she saw it. She instinctively retreated a step, protecting her chest with both hands. Then she turned around shyly and shouted out loud, "I only sell juice, not myself." This amazing statement made Fengshe feel somewhat exploded. Then he took out a silver coin and said, "I need a chef to help me make juice. This silver coin will be considered as an advance payment for your salary." Purple Mist suddenly felt at a loss. Is it really just about being a chef? Fengshe couldn't help but sigh. "Work with me. I'll give you a stable income. Or keep enduring the harassment of creepy men on the street. It's up to you to believe it or not. Purple Mist looked at the silver handed over by Feng Shi. There was a hint of reluctance in her eyes. After hesitating for a moment, she still chose to agree. Feng Shi casually took out another bag of money and said, "Take this money. Use it to buy cooking blueprints and materials. Rent a kitchen and help me cook. No one will bother you anymore." Purple Mist was afraid that Feng Shi had ulterior motives towards her. She quickly asked, "Why are you being so kind to me?" Feng Shi calmly responded, "It's just because I see that you work diligently. That's why I want to hire you to help me with the tasks." He then did not linger and turned around to leave directly. Purple Mist watched Feng Shi's departing figure, feeling very grateful in her heart. Quickly expressed that she would work hard. Feng Shi's face appeared very calm. However, she was ecstatic inside. The ice fruit juice was ready to come in handy. First, let her practice some life skills. Wait until she is familiar with the situation. Then slowly guide her into actual combat. Just by spending a few silver, a holy priest was easily recruited. As for the Snow Queen's side, all I can say is sorry. Later, Feng Shi headed to the library in Maple Leaf Town. The library is located in the slums of Maple Leaf Town. The mysterious diary left by the werewolf Feroth was written in Elvish. Since Feng Shi couldn't understand it, he planned to go to the library to seek help with deciphering it. The slum is a chaotic place. Feng Shi had just stepped into the slum when the greedy rats hidden in the darkness around him set their sights on him. However, at that moment, a tempting woman in a leather skirt suddenly smiled at him and said, "Hey little brother, are you here for some fun? Come with me, big brother. I guarantee you can have a pleasant night." Feng Shi directly activated the Eye of Observation Summer Lotus Elite. Level 8, HP 1200. He looked around at his surroundings. He said lightly, "I see you want to trick me into going to a secluded place with no one around. Robbery, huh?" The little gagass lurking around Feng Shi didn't take the bait. They immediately rushed up in anger, ready to blow up Feng Shi. Feng Shi didn't hesitate and immediately pulled out Abyss Dweller. He raised his hand and unleashed a storm flash towards the attackers, taking advantage of the intensified damage effect, alternating between slashing and quickly swinging with a flat chop. One sword after another pierced through the bodies of the two attackers, directly reducing their HP to 0. Summer Lotus approached Feng Shi with a faint smile. "Little brother, you are really amazing. I admire you so much, big sister. I don't know where you are going. Big sister can show you the way to save you a lot of trouble. And you only need to pay a small price." Feng Shi doesn't want to get involved with these NPCs. He just wants to find clues to the Elvish diary. So he coldly refused, saying, "No need to bother. I know the way to the library." Upon hearing Feng Shi's words, Summer Lotus laughed even more cheerfully. "You can ask me about anything related to the library. No one is more familiar with it than I am." Summer Lotus, who transformed herself into Sacred Nun. She proudly stood tall, smiling gracefully with her proud bosom. "Because I am the librarian Summer Lotus." This woman just a second ago also said she wanted to make Feng Shi have a pleasant evening. The next second, she transformed herself, becoming the librarian of Maple Leaf Town. Sacred Nun Summer Lotus Level 20 High Priest. Dressed in the robe of a nun, Summer Lotus is as divine as a female angel who has descended to earth. She glances at Feng Shi and laughs, saying, "Do you believe now?" Seeing the transformed Summer Lotus, Feng Shi still finds it a bit hard to accept. Just a moment ago, she was a street-smart lady. After snapping her fingers, Summer Lotus smiled and said, "Since you have something to discuss with me, let's go inside the library." In the blink of an eye, the once dilapidated slum suddenly appeared rows of bookshelves. In just a moment, a whole library appeared out of thin air. However, this library looks very shabby. It's just a 2-story small building. seeing dust all over the room, and those worn-out books on the wooden table. Fengshe feels that this library is more like a haunted house. Summer Lotus raised her legs on the table and asked, "What do you want to do by coming to me?" Fengshe couldn't handle Summer Lotus's rogue appearance, so he went straight to the point and said, "Respected Lord High Priest, I came here because I want to interpret a diary." Summer Lotus didn't beat around the bush and directly offered a price of 30 silver. Fengshe couldn't help but sigh and thought, "Can't you just give it to me without asking for payment?" After receiving the money, Summer Lotus then took the diary handed over by Fengshe. She casually flipped through it. After flipping through the mysterious diary, Summer Lotus's face suddenly showed a hint of surprise. She then quickly stood up, swiftly threw the diary in her hand away. The diary underwent some changes at the same time. A dark smoke suddenly emerged from the old, black cover. Shortly after, there came bursts of roaring from the diary. A black fog suddenly rushed out from it. In the blink of an eye, that mass, the black fog converged into a terrifying archdemon illusion. The fierce-looking archdemon illusion seemed to break free from confinement. It unleashed a piercing roar. However, archdemon illusion's joy lasted less than 3 seconds. Summer Lotus immediately used the skill Begone Evil. The demon-repelling circle instantly emerged and suppressed it. Just as the archdemon illusion was roaring, Summer Lotus raised his hand and swung a holy spear, directly piercing through the archdemon illusion. However, the archdemon illusion just sneered. The insignificant high priest overestimated his abilities. With a casual pinch, he effortlessly crushed the holy spear. Summer Lotus instantly felt the pressure surge. She dared not slack off. Her hand swiftly wrote out holy scripts in the air, covering the entire library. It was immediately enveloped by a golden hexagram magic circle. However, archdemon illusion quickly pounced forward, attempting to disrupt her spell casting. Archdemon illusion looked at the horrifying energy rushing towards him, feeling somewhat shocked. This turned out to be a third-rank holy spell. After chanting the holy spell, Summer Lotus let out a loud shout. Disappear. Right away, a terrifying holy flame burst out from the magic circle. Just as it rushed to Summer Lotus, the archdemon illusion in front of it was directly hit at 0 distance. Under the roasting of the third-rank holy spell Holy Flame, in the blink of an eye, the ferocious face of the archdemon illusion was torn apart by the holy flame. He stared fixedly at Fengshe on the side and said with a smile, "I won't stop. We will meet again." Fengshe immediately felt a chilling cold. He didn't expect that the diary he picked up casually would actually hide a terrifying archdemon. Soon after, the archdemon illusion in the diary dissipated. At the same time, the system sounded an alert. The player received a curse from the demon, causing all attributes to decrease by 50% and monster XP to drop by 95%. At the same time, the player was targeted by the archdemon. The archdemon illusion will come for you in 90 days. If defeated, the player's body will be taken over by the archdemon. High Priest Summer Lotus unleashed a third-rank holy spell to blast away the archdemon illusion. Fengshe unexpectedly fell victim to the curse of the demon. Once the resistance fails, the body will be invaded by the demon. Summer Lotus's forehead was covered with sweat, looking very weak. She exhaled heavily and said, "Take your 30 silver. I really suffered a big loss." Fengshe saw a series of clues. Even if he has good manners, he couldn't help but curse. Damn it. Isn't this diary too annoying? Summer Lotus slumped into a chair, panting heavily as she said, "It's a good thing the issue is resolved now. If you had held on for a few more days, the archdemon would have possessed and descended upon you. You would have suffered forever in hell." But Fengshe could not be happy. The problem is not completely solved yet. I will still die in 90 days. Summer Lotus explained. "This diary is a key. It records the spell to unlock the door. What you need to do is find this door, enter inside using the diary, and retrieve the dark scripture stored within. As long as you bring back the dark scripture and give it to me, I will be able to destroy it. This way, the archdemon will no longer be able to descend. The system prompt sounded. The player accepted the epic level quest. Darkness approaches. The quest requires finding and destroying the dark scripture to prevent the archdemon from descending. The reward is unknown. Feng Shi secretly pondered. In his previous life, completing the quest, countless illusions, infinite oblivion, in the Black Dragon Empire was something he would never do. So he quickly asked the High Priest, "Your Excellency, can you give me some clues about the Dark Cave?" Upon hearing Feng Shi's question, a pure smile appeared on the holy face of Summer Lotus. To obtain clues about the Dark Cave, you need to pay an information fee of 10 gold. However, I know you probably don't have that much money right now. I can help you first lift the curse of the archdemon, so you can go earn money. Looking into Summer Lotus's eyes, a passionate desire was revealed. Feng Shi suddenly felt a chill. Lifting the curse definitely requires payment, right? Summer Lotus extended her hand and smiled, saying, "Lifting the curse requires paying 3 gold to hold the ceremony." Upon seeing Summer Lotus's actions, Feng Shi even suspected whether Summer Lotus had clairvoyance, as he happened to have exactly 3 gold on him, neither more nor less. Summer Lotus quickly put away the shiny gold and then took out a fist-sized glass ball, handing it to Feng Shi. "It can take you to Moonlight Forest to collect 30 pieces of Luna Stone. Just bring the materials back to me." Later, Feng Shi took a look at the only money left. He went to the pharmacy and bought a large bag of basic recovery potions. Moonlight Forest is not a peaceful place, but rather full of extreme danger. Without preparation, it would be a definite death. He also went to the magic shop and bought over 10 types of magic scrolls to prepare. He felt ready to head to Moonlight Forest now. Later, Feng Shi found a place with nobody around. He activated the teleport orb and turned into a white light, disappearing in Maple Leaf Town. When he opened his eyes, the scene before him was an overcast sky. A round moon was shining brightly, casting a faint silver light. It enveloped the entire tranquil forest. Moonlight Forest is a level 9 monster area with an extremely high drop rate for monsters. In the previous life, over 90% of players would come here to kill monsters and seek treasures. The monsters here drop gems, and the chances are not low. Especially, there are many treasure chests here. If you see a treasure chest, there is an 80% chance that it will drop a gem. The map contains a variety of resources such as ore, herbs, rare ingredients, and so on. However, most of the monsters here usually come in groups of 3 to 5. One small mistake can lead to a wipeout. For low-level players, who often come here to make money, death is almost a common occurrence. Therefore, it is also known as the Land of Eternal Rest. Moonlight Forest, a level 9 monster area, is considered a forbidden place for players at the current stage. Feng Shi, who is now greatly weakened by the curse attribute from Archdemon, finds it too exhausting to fight monsters. Upon arriving here, Feng Shi immediately takes out a stealth scroll and directly releases the magic of the scroll. The gorgeous magic rune on the scroll runs out from the scroll. His body immediately becomes somewhat blurry. It's hard to notice his existence from a distance. The stealth scroll can greatly reduce a player's presence, making it difficult for surrounding enemies to notice them. It lasts for half an hour, and is an essential item in dangerous areas. Using the stealth scroll, ordinary monsters below level 15 are extremely difficult to detect within a 30-yard radius. Feng Shi quickly sneaked into the forest, heading towards the central area of the Moonlight Forest in search of the Luna Stone, just to lift the annoying curse a little earlier. He was very familiar with the Moonlight Forest from his past life. He swiftly navigated around the edges of the monsters. Feng Shi cleverly evaded and, with the help of the stealth scroll, he moved as if he was in his own backyard, swiftly heading straight towards his destination. It took him more than an hour to finally arrive at a vast rocky forest standing tall. This area is where the ore vein that produces Luna Stone is located. To quickly get 30 pieces of ore, he opened up full throttle, entering a frenzied digging mode. Suddenly Fengshe noticed a patrol team of mountain beast warriors not far away. Little mountain beast warrior appeared. Its presence indicates that there is a camp nearby. The probability of treasure chests appearing in the camp is very high. Moreover, the rewards obtained from opening the chest for the first time are often the best. Currently, the top players are only around level 5, so there probably aren't many players who have been to the Moonlight Forest. Suddenly, he had a crazy idea. What if he opens all the treasure chests first? Wouldn't that be a game changer? Fengshe then carefully bypassed the patrol team. Directly penetrate into the interior of the camp. He did not rush to make a move. Instead, he carefully observed the terrain and then rehearsed the treasure hunting plan in his mind. There are mountain beast warriors guarding around the campsite. Roughly counted, there are over 40 of them. And not far away, there are several teams of mountain beast warriors patrolling. Fengshe sneaked quietly into the depths of the campsite. Suddenly he stopped. He felt that ahead should be the warehouse of the mountain beast warriors. There is a high chance that the treasure chest will respawn inside. But the problem is, the silver armor mountain beast warrior at the warehouse entrance can detect his stealth effect. You must deal with this big guy first if you want to enter the warehouse. But if you attack directly, it will trigger an attack from all the monsters in the camp. Just as Fengshe is in a dilemma, the silver armor mountain beast warrior suddenly left the warehouse door and then walked to the bonfire not far from the warehouse. Stopped. I saw him filling a large spoonful of unknown liquid. Fengshe couldn't help but smile when he saw it. A plan that might work immediately appeared in his mind. Just as the silver armor mountain beast warrior left the campfire, Fengshe began to act cautiously. Soon he bypassed the group of monsters and arrived at the campfire. Smelling the aroma coming from this pot of mountain beast delicacy, he couldn't help but exclaim, "This smells so bad!" He then took out black iron ale from his backpack. He poured it all into the pot at once. To deal with the big guy who can see through stealth effects, Fengshe unexpectedly showed up in the dinner of the mountain beast warrior. Add a large amount of black iron ale. In no time, the entire mountain beast warrior's camp was drinking from that pot. After indulging in Fengshe's special dishes, they all collapsed on the ground. Fengshe burst into a big smile at the sight of the mountain beast warrior snoring heavily. All the monsters in the camp had been knocked out by black iron ale. The mountain beast warriors love to collect treasures and put them into the camp warehouse. Inside the warehouse, there are several large treasure chests, one of which is a gleaming golden mystic iron level chest. There are also many Luna stones. Fengshe couldn't help but feel secretly delighted. There are indeed quite a few treasure chests. This time, he made the right bet. He didn't dare to delay. He hurriedly opened the first treasure chest. Obtained 8 silver and 14 Luna stones, as well as the silver moon helmet. It is a bronze level plate armor with a requirement of 35 strength. It provides defense plus 43, strength plus 5, agility plus 4, stamina plus 4, and combat recovery plus 1. Limited to the berserker and swordsman classes. Fengshe picked up the silver-white helmet, looking slightly surprised. This is a great item. If able to collect the complete Silver Moon set, additional attribute bonuses will be granted. Suddenly, he knelt down to pray. If the heavens favor me, please let me find some Silver Moon set equipment inside this mystic iron level treasure chest. The moment it was opened, a system prompt sounded. Obtain the accessory Void Ring. Equipment requirement, 10 intelligence. Plus 1 strength, plus 1 agility, plus 2 intelligence. Comes with the skill Void Shadow, which allows the user to enter the void state. The user cannot see others, and others cannot see the user. Cooldown time, 5 minutes. Can only be used when not in combat. Fengshe instantly grew excited. Wow, this ring is a treasure of the same quality as the Ring of Gravity. At the same time, the silver armor mountain beast warrior outside the warehouse also recovered from the drunken state. Silver armor mountain beast warrior entered the warehouse. immediately discovered Feng Shi, this thief. And Feng Shi turned around and was suddenly amazed. Obviously, he didn't expect that. The silver armor mountain beast warrior was only drunk for a few minutes and sobered up. The silver armor mountain beast warrior swiftly rushed to Feng Shi's side in the blink of an eye. He raised the giant axe in his hands, ready to strike and kill him on the spot. Feng Shi decisively used the transform into sheep scroll, directly turned the charging mountain beast warrior into a sheep. The price of a sheep transformation scroll is as high as 50 silver each. He originally wanted to encounter the boss to save his life. The sheep scroll can turn enemies below level 15 into a sheep that cannot cast spells or attack. Shortly after, the mountain beast warrior returned to normal. He stood still, looking a bit bewildered. Next, he stood up and looked around. He was determined to tear the thief who stole the treasure chest to pieces. Meanwhile, Feng Shi had already quickly fled from the mountain beast camp. He chuckled as he played with the ring in his hand. With this treasure, I can hide my whereabouts. I can steal all the treasure chests in the Moonlight Forest. In his previous life, Feng Shi conducted a lot of research on the Moonlight Forest. He knew the locations where many treasure chests would respawn. So, he put on the void ring and opened the map of the Moonlight Forest, preparing to start his looting journey. With the help of the void ring, a divine artifact for finding treasures, Feng Shi, relying on his knowledge of the Moonlight Forest, was about to begin his journey of looting treasure chests. He arrived not far from the treasure chest. Directly activate Void Shadow to enter the void state. When opening the treasure chest, Feng Shi's void state will not disappear, so reading is very smooth. However, after the box is opened, when you start to loot the treasures, the void state disappears. The savage orc immediately spotted him. However, Feng Shi had prepared many polymorph into sheep scrolls in advance. Don't give the orcs a chance to get close at all. The entire Moonlight Forest is very large. Feng Shi adheres to a persistent style, spending quite a bit of time. Finally cleaned out all the treasure chests in Moonlight Forest. He looked at his fully packed backpack and couldn't help but smile. The loot from opening the chests this time was really good. He collected the Moonlight Stones to lift the curse. In addition, he also completed the Silver Moon set. He can equip them as soon as the curse is lifted. Suddenly, he saw an item in his backpack and exclaimed in surprise. Is this for real? Even at this level, he can get such a treasure. But with it, the following quests became much easier. Such good luck. After everything was sorted out, Feng Shi confirmed that there was nothing left to gain in Moonlight Forest. He then activated the teleport orb to leave Moonlight Forest and return to the library in Maple Leaf Town. Summer Lotus looked at Feng Shi doubtfully. Little brother, you're quite fast. Have you already collected all the Luna Stones? Feng Shi pulled out the required items and asked. Respected Miss Summer Lotus, I have brought the things you requested. Can you lift the curse for me now? Upon seeing the shiny gold, Summer Lotus suddenly became spirited. Young man, it looks like you have gained quite a bit on this trip. After clearing his throat twice, Summer Lotus spoke. Moonlit Drops is a very ancient ritual. Not only does it have the effect of lifting curses. If you pay another 3 gold, I will be able to gather all the materials needed for the complete Moonlit Drops ritual. Apart from helping you lift the curse, it will also bring you unexpected great rewards. Feng Shi felt something was not right. She felt like she wanted to set me up. He quickly refused. Miss Summer Lotus, please just give me a lower level one. Summer Lotus, seeing the situation, stood up quickly and said seriously, Don't rush to refuse, young brother. Do you know about the legend of Sword Saint of Demon Slaughter Celios? Feng Shi was instantly intimidated upon hearing the words. Sword Saint. Summer Lotus paused for a moment and continued. It is said that Celios endured torment for a long time under the curse of the Lord of Demons. He went through all sorts of hardships. Finally, he found a way to lift the curse, which was through the complete Moonlit Drops ritual. After the complete moonlit drops ritual, Celios was reborn. He gained immense power and defeated the Lord of Demons, becoming the legendary sword saint of the realm continent. After Summer Lotus's passionate speech, Fengshe was also extremely shocked. Summer Lotus chuckled and said, "You just need to pay an additional 3 gold, making it a total of 5 gold, to receive the complete moonlit drops ritual." Fengshe glanced at the smiling Summer Lotus and said somewhat helplessly, "Well, if becoming a sword saint in the future is guaranteed, then it's worth it." Fengshe reluctantly took out 3 pieces of gold. The system prompt sounded. The player has completed the full moonlit drop ceremony. Under the brainwashing of Summer Lotus, Fengshe paid 5 gold. Perform the complete moonlit drop ceremony. Under the guidance of Summer Lotus, Fengshe arrived at the slum. In the mangrove outside the library, Summer Lotus stood between 2 candlesticks, directing the way. "You just stay in that position," Fengshe asked with some concern. "Miss Summer Lotus, will there be any danger in this ceremony?" Summer Lotus chuckled after straightening her proud chest and said, "Don't worry. Even though it's my first time, my skills are excellent. My mentor even praised me as a genius. Let's start now." Summer Lotus then began to pray, chanting the holy spell, fingers constantly writing the holy script. Lines of holy script are floating in the air, floating towards the horizon. Compared to the previous 3rd rank magic, this time, the holy script being written is extremely numerous. At the same time, she starts emitting a dazzling golden light. More than 10 minutes passed. The magic circle under Fengshe's feet began to emit a green light. A beam of bright moonlight shone on him. Immediately, a lot of black smoke emerged from Fengshe's body. The black smoke rose reluctantly, unwilling to leave his body. After a moment, the black smoke finally quickly separated from Fengshe's body. At this moment, he had already started sweating on his forehead, his face pale, enduring some kind of severe pain. After a few minutes passed, the black smoke finally completely separated from his body. But it didn't disappear completely. Instead, it formed a black shadow that looked exactly like him. The demon clone was very annoyed. "Despicable humans. Do you think by separating me from you, you can escape my control over you?" The demon clone is a level 4 elite evil, with 2000 HP. Summer Lotus quickly reminded, "He is a clone transformed by the demon within you. Defeat him, and you can lift the curse." And Fengshe's face became extremely serious. Level 4 elite is obviously not so easy to deal with. Just then, the demon's clone roared angrily. Lowly humans will never defeat powerful demons. Immediately after, he drew a black long sword and attacked Fengshe. In the blink of an eye, he rushed up to Fengshe. With a swing of his long sword, a faint black aura was brought out. And Fengshe was suddenly taken aback by such a movement. Quickly used parry to block. The demon's clone far exceeded the normal elite's strength. The power of this sword far exceeds Fengshe's imagination. The whole ground was directly blasted apart. Summer Lotus shouted while maintaining the ceremony. "He has 100% control over your attributes. However, you only receive half the effect of his curse attribute. Relying solely on brute force is courting death. Demon's clone has the upper hand in power, speed, and HP. Fengshe is completely unable to block it, and is directly knocked away by a single sword strike." Fengshe quickly adjusted his posture to stabilize his stance, while Demon's clone also rushed forward rapidly. Fengshe suddenly felt the pressure surge. What a joke. This power is more than double mine. The demon's clone became formidable and showed no mercy. The sword in hand danced wildly. And Fengshe could only parry in a sorry state, being beaten back steadily. The demon clone couldn't help but smirk. "Submit to the original. You will gain supreme power. Break free from the lowly human form from now on." Fengshe, however, disdainfully replied, "Do you want me to be your puppet? Dream on." The demon's clone immediately became extremely angry. He suddenly exerted force and sent Fengshe flying with a single blow. Immediately, the demon's clone swung a sword towards Fengshe's chest. This sword strike is the slashing skill. He quickly raised Abyss Dweller to block. His attributes were weakened by more than half. Fengshe couldn't withstand this slashing attack at all. He was once again sent flying out. He took several steps back in a row before stabilizing his body, while the demon clone raised its long sword again, preparing to gather power, and roared angrily, "If you don't obey, then go die for me." Fengshe weakened by 50% attributes, suffering from abuse by demon elite monster clones. The demon clones see Fengshe refusing to submit. They immediately raise their weapons, preparing to take him down. In the blink of an eye, 3 streaks of sword aura condensed from pitch-black demonic energy flash out. This is Fengshe's Storm Flash. Seeing the sword light approaching, Fengshe suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. At the moment when Storm Flash landed, a violent roar erupted from Fengshe's position, shattering the entire area with the impact. The demon's clone did not show any sign of slackness, flying in midair, quietly waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Fengshe resisted this blow. At this point, he was on the brink of death. He continued to gasp for breath to regulate his breathing. The system also issued a warning at the same time. HP is only 10 points left. Demon had no intention of giving Fengshe a chance to catch his breath. He suddenly activated Windchaser and swiftly dashed towards Fengshe, quickly stabbing a deadly blow. The next second, just as the sword was about to strike Fengshe, Demon's clone suddenly stopped. The clone of Demon looked at the golden shining array beneath its feet. Suddenly, it was no longer calm. Its body could not move. This is a magic circle. The demon's split body wished it could swallow Fengshe alive. You despicable human. How dare you use such despicable means? Fengshe slowly moved the long sword away and smiled. Unexpectedly, I have a trick up my sleeve. This is the magic circle scroll he unexpectedly obtained when opening a treasure chest in the Moonlight Forest. The holy light circle eliminates all evil in the world. Lasts for 5 seconds. At the same time, it reduces the target's all attributes by 50% and buffs the caster's all attributes by 100%. The effect is doubled against evildoers. During the melee, Fengshe sneakily used Illusionary Strike to send his clone to set up the magic circle. When the demon clone was torturing Fengshe earlier, Fengshe's shadow clone had already hidden in the dark. The formation is being activated. However, the setup time for this formation is too long. It was completed just in time when it was crucial. This formation connects from the user as the starting point. The coverage range reaches up to 100 yards. As long as the formation is successfully set up, completing this quest will no longer be difficult. The demon's clone roared in anger. Despicable humans. How dare you deceive my true self? Fengshe smiled lightly. Setting up the magic circle takes too much time. I almost got killed by you. But this magic weapon was used on you before it heated up. The demon's clone was instantly gnashing its teeth in anger. What do you mean, you little brat? Are you disrespecting me? And Fengshe didn't waste any words. Suddenly, he struck out with a slashing attack towards the demon's clone. Shortly after, Storm Flash alternated with frenzied slashes. The weakened demon clone couldn't withstand this wave of damage, and its HP plummeted suddenly. In no time, it was reduced to 0. Turned into a wisp of black smoke, the dissipating demon clone revealed a strange smile. Darkblade. Don't think it's over just like this. At the same time, the system rang out. Completed Moonlit Drops Quest. Reward XP 10,000. Reward Demon Hunter title. Star Moon Kingdom reputation plus 5. White River Castle reputation plus 20. Maple Leaf Town reputation plus 100. Maple Leaf Town reputation reached 50 points. Promoted to Maple Leaf Town First Class Citizen. Maple Leaf Town reputation reached 100 points. Promoted to Maple Leaf Town Third Class Noble Demon Hunter, a formidable warrior. A respected exorcist. possessing a noble status everywhere. The Reaper, feared by dark creatures, can reduce the attributes of dark monsters within a 100-yard radius by 10%. Also increases damage to dark monsters by 10%. The demon's clone dissipated into black smoke and dropped a dark gray mask equipment. After wearing the demon mask, you can disguise yourself as another person. It does not have high-level observation skills and cannot see through the disguise. Fengshe happily put away the demon mask. The rewards for this quest are not bad. It's worth the gold spent. With it, I can truly become the Black Flame Blacksmith, and no one will know. Dark Blade and Black Flame Blacksmith are actually the same person. The demon mask can disguise you as someone else. From now on, Fengshe can have the dual identity of Black Flame Blacksmith and Dark Blade. Summer Lotus appeared very fragile and said, "Adventurer, the ritual has been completed. The curse of the archdemon will no longer trouble you." Fengshe couldn't help but ask concernedly, "Are you okay?" Summer Lotus directly opened the magic portal and said, "This ritual has made me weak. I will rest for a while. If you need me, come find me at White River Castle," she said before walking directly into the portal. After resolving the major issue on his mind, Fengshe pondered quietly. The day agreed upon with Snow by to enter the Dark Moon Graveyard Dungeon was approaching. He needed to speed up his leveling. There were discussions among players in the square of Maple Leaf Town. Recently, the exchange rate for guide purchasing game currency has increased significantly. Currently, 1 silver can be exchanged for 600 credits. Since the server has just opened, those big guides from the body-devouring serpent are buying at high prices. Once the prices stabilize later, we won't be able to profit anymore. Like me, sell all your equipment and items. Then, sell all the game currency to guide. I've only been playing for a few days, and I've already earned 2 months' worth of food money. While Fengshe looked at the equipment in his backpack, he murmured to himself, "That's great. After defeating the demon, it just satisfied the attribute requirements of the Silver Moon set for me." Just at this moment, a reprimand interrupted Fengshe's good mood. Shaman Bloodshed came with a group of people, pointing at Fengshe and sneering. "Brother, it's this guy. I saw him casually take out 10 silver the day before yesterday. He must be rich." The man addressed his brother snorted and looked at Fengshe, questioning. "Young man, you're the one who beat up my men, right? You will pay for what you did." The man called brother in front of him is named Iron Sword Lion. He used to be a top expert in a virtual martial arts game. He switched to the realm after the game was shut down. Not long after, he formed the Guide Willing League. Very powerful. In the previous life, he solo killed Flame Tiger twice. Even the Heartstabber from the Assassin Alliance have suffered losses to the Iron Sword Lion. But now with Abyss Dweller and Silvermoon set, there's no need to fear him at all. Fengshe then went straight ahead. Little Gaggas beside him couldn't help but exclaim, "Boss, he completely ignored our existence. Could he have been scared dumb?" Shaman Bloodshed quickly shouted, "Dark Blade, stop right there. Today, I will definitely show you a good time." Fengshe then turned around leisurely and asked, "Who are you?" Shaman Bloodshed couldn't help but roar angrily, "Damn it! How dare you forget about me?" Fengshe suddenly burst into laughter and said, "So it's the trash bothering Purple Mist. You got out of jail so quickly. Was the prison a cozy place to stay?" Shaman Bloodshed's face immediately darkened. "You're intentional about this." Angrily, Shaman Bloodshed was about to explode. But Iron Sword Lion voiced out to stop it. "All right, Bloodshed, pay attention to your words and actions. Don't tarnish the image of our Willing League." Iron Sword Lion arrogantly said, "We are not bullies. But since you have beaten my subordinate, pay up 20 silver. Let's forget about this matter. Otherwise, don't blame us for outnumbering you." A male priest, looking like a skinny monkey, Heartstabber said, "Iron Sword Lion has already reached level 5, and his equipment is very powerful. This time, Dark Blade is in a precarious situation." "Boss Heartstabber, shall we go help?" Heartstabber's eyes flashed with a cold light as he said softly, "Don't rush. Let's wait until a critical moment. That way, we can highlight the value of lending a helping hand." Heartstabber thought to himself, "I am curious to see how this mysterious master will handle this situation." At the same time, Fengsher suddenly took out a big bag from his backpack. With 50 silver coins inside, he smiled and said, "It's only 20 silver coins. Is that too little?" Fengsher encountered extortion from the Wuling League. However, he smiled and took out a big bag of silver coins, saying, "You are asking for too little." Iron Sword Lion's eyes immediately lit up. "Wow! You really are a nouveau riche. Let's be friends." Shiman Bloodshed couldn't help but sigh. The boss's tendency to be money-minded is hard to change. After Sword Mad Lion punched Shiman Bloodshed, he continued, "Since you are so sincere, I'll have your back from now on. Whoever dares to mess with you in the future will be messing with our Wuling League." Iron Sword Lion urged with a smile on his face. "Let's make the deal quickly." He immediately initiated a trade request to Fengsher. However, just at that moment, several pitch-black chains suddenly emerged from the ground. Iron Sword Lion just regained consciousness. He then realized that he was bound by many chains. He couldn't move at all. Fengsher calmly summoned Abyss Dweller. His eyes flashed with hostility as he smirked mockingly at Iron Sword Lion. Iron Sword Lion, realizing that he had been tricked, was instantly infuriated and gritted his teeth. "How dare you attack me here?" he exclaimed. Before he could finish speaking, Abyss Dweller in Fengsher's hand began to swiftly move. In the blink of an eye, several blade attacks landed on Iron Sword Lion. His HP rapidly decreased and couldn't be stopped. Heartstabber couldn't help but exclaim, "Such fast sword skills!" Fengsher's rapid series of actions were precisely the assassination technique he pursued. On the other hand, the female player beside them shook her head. "Brother Heartstabber, this Dark Blade actually dares to kill someone in the safe zone. That's too reckless." Iron Sword Lion had no ability to resist and turned into a burst of stardust dissipating on the spot. Fengsher turned to Shiman Bloodshed and the other Wuling League members, asking, "Anyone else want these 50 silver?" Shiman Bloodshed was frightened and kept retreating. "Darkblade, don't be too arrogant. Fighting openly in the safe zone. Just wait to be brought to justice by the guards on the spot. Then you'll be detained in isolation." The guards quickly arrived at the scene. Upon seeing the guards, players around sighed in succession. Not good. The guards arrived so quickly. Though Darkblade is brave, the cost is too high. Shiman Bloodshed sees the savior has arrived, quickly pretending to look pitiful, rushing towards the guard. He clung tightly to the guard's thigh and pointed to Fengsher, crying and complaining. "Lock him up quickly. He must be punished severely." Shiman Bloodshed couldn't help but feel secretly delighted in his heart. "You brat. You're done for. Not only will you drop a level, but you will also be confined for 24 hours. After coming out, you will become second-rate. Let's see how we will deal with you." Captain Wei did not pay attention to Shiman Bloodshed and turned to Fengsher, saying, "Respected Demon Hunter, although you are a noble, according to the laws of Maple Leaf Town, if you kill a player here, you will have to pay a fine of 4 silver. Otherwise, we'll have to ask you to make a trip to prison." Upon hearing the authoritative words of the captain of the guards, everyone was stunned. Shiman Bloodshed's mouth opened wide enough to fit 3 eggs. Demon Hunter holds a noble status everywhere they go. The realm is designed in a way where the noble class enjoys many privileges. If a common player provokes a noble, they may be imprisoned at best. In serious cases, nobles may even attack common players in safe zones without interference from guards. This is the disparity in status. Fengsher didn't expect the price to be quite cheap, so he directly took out 20 silver and handed them to the captain of the guards. "Here are 20 silver. I will need to get rid of another 4 later." The guard captain was taken aback by these words. Members of the Wuling League were instantly shocked. They didn't expect Fengshe to casually spend 20 silver just to buy their lives. It's really extravagant behavior with money. Onlookers, watching the fleeing members of the Wuling League, couldn't help but burst into laughter. Wuling League, you have today as well. Inside level 5 monster dungeon, Snow Bai's team is currently battling the boss. Her commands can be heard in the crowd. Clear out the minions first, otherwise the attacks on the boss will be ineffective. This team has strong execution capabilities. Players are attacking the target one after another. Switch the attacks to the minions. However, just at this moment, the shield warrior standing in the front suddenly turned around and shouted, "Warning, be careful behind you." At the same time, a huge elite monster suddenly appeared behind the female assassin. The elite monster raised its giant axe high, ready to tear her apart. She was instantly shocked and felt extremely threatened upon seeing the situation. It was already too late to dodge at this moment. However, just at this moment, a striking figure holding a long sword suddenly appeared and shouted loudly, "Get down." In the blink of an eye, Snow Bai in purple armor landed suddenly. She unleashed a chopping attack followed by a series of slashes, directly eliminating that terrifying elite monster in seconds. Snow Bai immediately turned around and commanded, "If your endurance is low, go rest in the rear." The female assassin who narrowly escaped death replied with lingering fear, "All right, Sister Snow." Snow Bai immediately sprang into action. She swiftly charged towards the dense pile of monsters in front of her. She faced such a dense group of monsters without any panic. With just a casual swing of her sword, she easily chopped down several of the small monsters. She swiftly shuttled among the monsters, agilely dodging attacks while continuously harvesting those monsters. Its formidable strength was evident. Even the lower intelligence small monsters couldn't help but show signs of panic. Her swordsmanship appears casual, but she was able to strike the vital spots of two monsters at the same time with a single sword. The massive damage caused by hitting their weak points directly killed them on the spot. She stared at the monsters in front of her with an extremely cold gaze and snorted, "Die for me." Then she suddenly unleashed the swordsman's skill area combo, and countless sword lights instantly flashed. Snow Bai, in her pink and purple armor, performed combat moves gracefully, appearing like a female war goddess. She was undefeatable in the face of any enemy. And the dual-headed boss monster, seeing the human before it acting so boldly, it suddenly opened its terrifying giant mouth. It began rapidly gathering energy, preparing to unleash its ultimate move. In the blink of an eye, two terrifying purple beams suddenly sprayed out from the boss's huge mouth. No one survived wherever the beams reached. Destructive power is extremely strong. Snow Bai calmly commanded, "After the boss is done with its ultimate move, it will enter a weak phase. All ranged DPS, unleash your firepower." Receiving the command, Scarlet Flame Sorceress Luna Xiao raised her pure white jade hands high. She chanted the final incantation with her mouth. The final magic circle spell has also been completed. She is like a mobile cannon. The moment frost fire explosion falls, the position where the boss is immediately bursts with scorching fire. All the monsters in the entire area are blasted away by this skill on the spot. As the smoke clears, the weakened boss couldn't withstand her full power and was instantly killed on the spot. Snow Bai did not rush to pick up the spoils. Instead, she inquired about the casualties. The team members quickly reported 5 casualties. The MT has fallen, in addition to 2 melee, 1 ranged, and 1 healer. After sighing, Snow Bai continued, instructing them to clean up the battlefield and rest for 10 minutes. Then prepare to head to Phys's Gorge. However, just at this moment, a portal suddenly tore through the space, slowly appearing. The onlookers couldn't help but feel somewhat surprised, and they quickly entered into battle mode. Why did the portal appear? Has the battle not ended yet? Next, a man with a black cloak, exuding a strong sense of mystery, slowly walked out from the midst. The man walked straight to a place not far from Snowby and stopped his steps. He took off his cloak and introduced himself. "Sorry for the intrusion. Let me introduce myself. My ID is Black Flame, disguised by the demon mask, and I used the paid transfer to friend service to arrive here." Adding to the mystery, Feng Shui transformed into Black Flame Blacksmith, suddenly appearing in Snowby's team. The female assassin couldn't help but exclaim, "Black Flame, is he the mysterious Forge Master?" Another male warrior also looked shocked. "Is it the master who brought one-shot deal to retirement?" Snowby introduced herself formally, saying, "I have long heard of the renowned Captain Snow by the body-devouring serpent." Feng Shui went straight to the point, saying, "I heard that the body-devouring serpent is recruiting soldiers. I came here specifically to meet your captain and discuss cooperation." Snowby said confidently, "The body-devouring serpent is currently lacking a chief blacksmith. If you are willing to join us, the rewards are limitless." Little Aurora on the side quickly reminded in a low voice, "Sister Snow, how can you be so sure he is the real Black Flame Blacksmith? Have you forgotten about those scammers who tricked us so badly?" Not long ago, upon learning that the body-devouring serpent was looking for many players pretending to be Black Flame, many players rushed to apply. In less than half an hour, the stock materials were wasted by the imposters. The result was that not even a gleaming chestplate was crafted. Snowby, however, said firmly, "Someone who appears in this manner must be a master." Feng Shui suddenly interrupted, "Miss Bai, please don't misunderstand. I am cooperating with the body-devouring serpent as an equal. If I have to submit to the body-devouring serpent, then I will have to take my leave." Luna Xiao, upon hearing this, immediately showed a look of disdain. "Such arrogance! To be able to cooperate with the body-devouring serpent as equals, at the very least, one must be a first-class guide of the same rank." Snowby calmly said, "There are not many forces qualified to have equal discussions with us, let alone individual players. What makes you think you are qualified?" Feng Shui, however, showed a faint smile and looked at Snowby. He casually took out the level 10 mystic iron equipment forging blueprint from his backpack and displayed it all. Snowby could hardly believe her eyes. She was extremely shocked. These were high-level forging blueprints. Luna Xiao's eyes widened in disbelief, and she exclaimed, How on earth did you manage to get so many high-level forging blueprints?" Feng Shui showed a look of complete disregard for the body-devouring serpent. "Do you qualify now, Miss Bai?" And Luna Xiao kept asking about the source of the blueprints. Feng Shui grinned, indicating that it was a trade secret. The extremely proud Luna Xiao could only eat a humble pie in anger. She no longer dared to underestimate Feng Shui now. 2 hours ago, inside the Dwarven Tavern in Stonehammer Town, Blackbeard rubbed his big beard and said to Feng Shui, "Adventurer, can you help me get a cooling drink? I'm willing to trade a treasure with you." He then received a system prompt to obtain a repeatable quest from Blackbeard. The quest is to provide Blackbeard with 5 cups of cold drinks. After accepting the quest, Feng Shui casually took out the pre-prepared ice fruit juice. The reason he hired Purple Mist to make ice fruit juice was for this quest. After Blackbeard picked up the fruit juice and tasted it, he immediately showed a look of amazement. Perfect quality ice fruit juice. Thank you, adventurer. This quest gives 5 cups of ice fruit juice each time. That can increase Blackbeard's favorability by 5 points for 10 copper. XP reward 250 points. Blackbeard drank up all 5 cups of juice at once. He even showed a hungry expression. In case he can never drink such delicious cold fruit juice again. What should he do? Feng Shui, however, just smiled calmly. Don't worry, there are plenty of cold fruit juices. He immediately opened his backpack, revealing the backpack stuffed full of cold fruit juices inside. The system prompt immediately follows. Complete the quest. Blackbeard's request. 340 times. Receive 3,400 copper. Gain 85,000 XP. Mayor Blackbeard's favorability increases to 1,000 points, reaching the reverence Level. Receive rewards. Blackbeard's key and 10 advanced blueprint pages. Fengshe couldn't help feeling secretly pleased. Not only did he suddenly level up to level 5, he also made a bundle of advanced blueprint pages. He even obtained the hidden reward, Blackbeard's key. That's the origin of the blueprint. With the forging blueprint, Fengshe found Snow by in the name of Black Flame and showed a backpack full of advanced design drawings to seek cooperation. Not long ago, Snowby, who doubted Fengshe's strength, suddenly looked serious and pondered secretly. I will never allow someone holding advanced blueprints. Cooperate with other guides. She bit her silver teeth and said, I agree with your request. One step at a time. When we reach level 10, we will let the main members wear this equipment. Whether it's leveling up or going through dungeons, efficiency will be greatly improved. But Fengshe turned around and said in a deep voice, But I don't want to cooperate with you now. Snowby and the others were suddenly at a loss, and stood blankly in place upon hearing this. Snowby suddenly blushed and held back. I offended you before. I apologize for my previous rudeness. Please reconsider our collaboration with Body-Devouring Serpent. Luna Zhao's eyes widened suddenly. Sister Snow, how could you bow to him? He's just a blacksmith. Snowby's expression turned serious as she said coldly, I have made up my mind. The person in front of us is indeed the Black Flame blacksmith. With him, we can ensure that Guide becomes the #1 in the realm. Fengshe heard Snowby's apology, and then stopped walking. Then he nodded and smiled. As the captain of the Body-Devouring Serpent, you have shown great responsibility. I am willing to cooperate with you and provide the best equipment for the Body-Devouring Serpent at the most suitable price. Snowby extended her fair jade-like hand formally and said, In the name of the captain of the Body-Devouring Serpent, our cooperation should be as solid as a rock. Fengshe also couldn't act too aloof. He simply shook her hand. However, Snowby unexpectedly discovered a familiar scent. Snowby suddenly turned to Fengshe and invited, Are you interested in teaming up to level up together at Fiss's Gorge? Fengshe readily agreed. Perfect timing. I also need to do a quest over there, he replied. Hide the key for the quest. Blackbeard. It needs to be obtained inside the fallen land in Fiss's Gorge. Heart of Titan. Snowby is full of curiosity about Fengshe's strength. She secretly rejoices. Great. This way, I can test out his strength. Later, Fengshe used the ID Black Flame. Joined Snowby's team. The shield warrior in the team suddenly felt a sense of comparison. Isn't Black Flame just a mere blacksmith? What qualifications does he have to join Snowby's battle team? The female assassin smiled and said, Don't worry. We'll see him make a fool of himself soon. Not long after, the group quickly arrived at the core area of Fiss's Gorge. This area is inhabited by a large number of level 6 monsters. It's a bird-like monster named Harpy. A large group of bird-like monsters are circling in the sky. The sheer number is astonishing. Snowby doesn't dare to be careless. She quickly orders, Everyone, pay attention to the sky. May, protect the healers at all times. The shield warrior suddenly spoke up, saying, I saw a post in the forum where players shared encountering harpies. He said that harpies would grab people into the air and then drop them. Players who were dropped to the ground would be instantly killed. Upon hearing this, everyone became instantly alert. Fengshe, on the other hand, disdainfully said, What are you afraid of? If anyone gets caught, it just means your positioning skills are too poor. The female assassin exploded on the spot after hearing this. What are you being arrogant about on the battlefield as a blacksmith? However, just at this moment, the bird-like monster's powerful claws on its legs charged downward swiftly. Just like an eagle hunting. Caught the female assassin in one go. Before everyone could react, the bird-like monster quickly soared into the sky, creating distance. Only the cries for help from the female assassin remained in the sky. Fengshe couldn't help sighing and said, Harpies always prioritize targeting the louder ones. Idiots! Snow White's team. just entered the core area of Fiss's gorge. Fate's words was quickly grabbed in the air by a bird-like monster. The shield warrior immediately jumped up high and shouted, "I'll save you!" But his agility attribute is still too low. The height of the jump is just a little short. Fate's words suddenly panicked. "Save me. I don't want to die." And the shield warrior, who fell, could only express his own helplessness. At the same time, Luna Zhao has already quickly finished chanting her skill. Suddenly, she threw a burst flame at the bird-like monster. The fiery explosion hit the body of the bird-like monster instantly. The flame engulfed the bird-like monster in an instant. The hurt bird-like monster immediately released Fate's words, and it dropped rapidly before it had a chance to react. The injured bird-like monster appears to be in a pitiful state. However, bird-like monsters have thick HP. This amount of damage is nothing to them. As for the falling Fate's words, it let out a piercing scream like a dying pig. In the blink of an eye, a loud bang resounded. She fell flat on the ground with a thud. The smoke dispersed. Above Fate's words, a whopping 1530 points of damage floated. She instantly entered a state of critically low health. She couldn't help but say in disappointment, "Thought I was a goner this time." Luna Zhao straightened her proud chest, once again gathering flames. At the same time, she spoke, "Look at you, so pathetic." Fate's words quickly explained, "It's all because of that blacksmith who caused me to lose my temper." Feng Shi couldn't help but complain secretly, "You, on the other hand, are quite skilled at shifting blame." Although they saved the female assassin, the bird that had just regained consciousness let out an angry and piercing screech. It swooped down directly towards the group. But this time, its target was no longer Fate's words, but Feng Shi, who had been standing silently on the side.